Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today we're talking conceptual selling. And we've got a real expert here to help break it all down for us.
Absolutely.
For those of you who maybe haven't encountered the term before, can you just give us like a quick definition of what conceptual selling actually is?
Yeah, definitely. So conceptual selling really moves away from that traditional focus on like product
Interesting.
features and really dives into understanding the client's concept of a solution.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's less about like what the product does and more about like what problem it solves for them.
Precisely. It's about understanding their needs, their challenges, and their goals, and then positioning your offering as the solution that fits their vision.
Okay, so it's about like painting the bigger picture, not just like rattling off a list of specs.
Exactly. Think of it like this, in the movie Pulp Fiction, they talk about this thing called the MacGuffin.
Oh, okay, I vaguely remember that.
Right, so it's this mysterious briefcase that everyone's chasing after, but we never actually find out what's inside.
Yeah, it's all about the chase.
Exactly. The point is that the content of the briefcase isn't really important. It's the concept of it, the mystery, the desire it creates that drives the whole story.
Okay, so you're saying that's kind of like conceptual selling. It's about selling the idea, the concept of the solution, not just the nuts and bolts.
Exactly. It's about creating that same kind of desire and excitement by tapping into what the client really wants to achieve.
So like a really good chef, right? They're not just selling you ingredients. They're selling you an experience, a feeling.
Absolutely. They're selling you the concept of a delicious and memorable meal.
And in the same way, a conceptual salesperson isn't just selling a product. They're selling a solution to a problem.
Right. They're selling the concept of success, the idea that by using their product or service, the client can achieve their desired outcome.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture here. So how does this approach actually benefit sales teams and revenue leaders?
Well, for starters, it allows you to differentiate yourself in a crowded market.
Especially these days when it seems like everyone's selling the same thing.
Right. So by focusing on the concept, the bigger picture, you're not getting bogged down in those feature comparisons. You're elevating the conversation.
You're selling the sizzle, not the steak.
Haha,
Uh,
exactly. And by understanding the client's concept of success, you can really tailor your pitch to resonate with their specific needs and goals.
Okay, so it's about personalization, crafting a message that really speaks to their individual situation.
Absolutely. And that leads to stronger customer relationships.
Yeah.
You're not just seen as a salesperson, you're seen as a trusted advisor, a partner invested in their success.
And that can make all the difference in building long-term loyalty.
Definitely, conceptual selling is all about building those win-win scenarios where both you and the client benefit.
And that's what ultimately drives revenue growth.
Right.
Happy customers lead to repeat business and positive word of mouth.
Precisely. It's a long-term strategy that focuses on building value, not just closing deals.
So it's not just about hitting those quarterly targets. It's
Yeah.
about building a foundation for sustainable growth.
Exactly. And in today's competitive landscape, that's more important than ever.
So we've talked about the what and the why of conceptual selling, but I'm curious about the how. Like, how do you actually put this into practice?
Well, the first step is research. And I mean really thorough research.
Like going beyond just skimming their LinkedIn profile?
Exactly. You need to understand their industry, their company, their challenges, their competitors.
So for example, if you're selling CRM software, you wouldn't just jump into a generic product demo.
Right. You'd first research their current sales process, the pain points, their areas for improvement.
So you could tailor your pitch to address their specific needs.
Exactly. Maybe you discover they're losing leads due to poor follow-up.
Ah, so instead of just talking about all the bells and whistles of your CRM you could lead with, we understand you're losing potential customers because of inconsistent follow-up. Our CRM is designed to automate that process, ensuring no lead slips through the cracks.
Exactly. Now you're not just selling software, you're offering a solution to their specific problem.
And that's where the magic happens, right? You shift from being a salesperson to a problem solver, a trusted advisor.
Precisely. You're speaking their language, addressing their pain points, and offering a solution that aligns with their concept of success.
It's like you're reading their mind and giving them exactly what they need.
In a way, yeah. It's about understanding their needs so well that you can anticipate their challenges and offer solutions before they even know they need them.
And that's what sets conceptual selling apart.
Absolutely. It's a game changer.
Okay, so research is key, but what happens once you've got that intel? How do you actually use it to drive those conceptual selling conversations?
That's where active listening comes in.
Ah, so it's not just about like nodding along and waiting for your turn to talk.
No, no, no. It's about really hearing what the client is saying, both verbally and non-verbally.
So like Picking up on those subtle cues, those hesitations, those unspoken concerns.
Exactly. It's about understanding what's really driving their needs and motivations.
So let's say a prospect expresses some hesitation about switching to a new CRM platform.
A skilled conceptual seller wouldn't just brush those concerns aside.
They dig deeper.
Exactly. They might ask something like, what are your specific concerns about transitioning to a new platform?
So you're acknowledging their concerns and inviting them to open up.
Right. And once you understand those concerns, you can tailor your pitch to address them directly.
So for example, you might say, we understand that data migration can be a pain. That's why we've developed a seamless migration process that minimizes disruption to your workflow.
Exactly. You're showing them that you're not just trying to close a deal. You're genuinely invested in helping them succeed.
You're building trust.
Absolutely. And that trust is essential for conceptual selling to work.
Because it's about creating that long-term partnership, right? Not just a one-off transaction.
Precisely. It's about showing the client that you're in it for the long haul, that you're committed to their success.
And that kind of commitment can really pay off in the long run.
Oh, absolutely. Studies have shown that salespeople who focus on building relationships and understanding client needs outperform those who are just focused on closing deals.
Oh, so there's actual data to back this up.
Yeah, the Harvard Business Review found that salespeople who prioritize relationships outperform their peers by an average of 56%.
That's significant.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of building those long-term connections.
Okay, so we've talked about research active listening, building trust. Are there any other key ingredients in this conceptual selling recipe?
Oh, absolutely. Storytelling is a powerful tool.
I love a good story.
Me too.
Yeah.
And in the context of conceptual selling, it's not just about entertainment. It's about connecting with the client on an emotional level.
So it's about making your concept relatable, making it come alive.
Exactly. It's about helping the client see themselves in the story and envision how your solution can help them achieve their goals.
So for example, if you're selling a marketing automation platform, you might share a story about a similar company.
Right. A company that was struggling to understand their customer journey.
And by implementing your platform, they were able to gain those insights and boost their customer retention rates.
Exactly. Suddenly, your platform isn't just a piece of software. It's a solution that has helped real businesses achieve real results.
And that's a story that resonates.
It creates that emotional connection and makes your solution more tangible, more impactful.
And more memorable.
Exactly. Storytelling is a powerful way to bring your concept to life and make it stick in the client's mind.
Okay, so we've got research active listening storytelling. What else is crucial for mastering conceptual selling?
Asking the right questions.
Okay, so it's not just about having all the answers.
No, it's about asking questions that uncover the client's true needs and goals.
So it's about guiding the conversation, helping them articulate what they're really looking for.
Exactly. We can break down these questions into 4 key categories: discovery questions, problem issue questions, attitude questions, and commitment questions.
Okay, let's break those down, starting with discovery questions.
Mm-hmm.
What are some examples that would resonate with sales and revenue leaders?
Instead of just asking, what are your goals, try something more specific like, what are your top 3 priorities for revenue growth this quarter?
Okay, so you're getting right to the heart of what matters most to them.
Exactly. And by understanding their priorities, you can position your offering as a way to help them achieve those goals.
Okay, that makes sense. What about problem issue questions? How can we use those effectively?
Instead of a vague, what challenges are you facing? Try something like, what's the biggest bottleneck preventing your sales team from hitting their targets?
Okay, so you're really zeroing in on those specific pain points.
Exactly. You're getting them to think critically about the obstacles that are standing in their way.
And then you can position your solution as a way to overcome those obstacles.
Precisely. Now let's move on to attitude questions. These can be a bit trickier.
Yeah, how do you gauge a client's openness to change without being too pushy?
Instead of asking, are you happy with your current solution? Try something like, how would you feel about a platform that could automate your lead qualification process, freeing up your team to focus on closing deals?
I see. So you're framing it in a way that highlights the potential benefits.
Exactly. You're painting a picture of a better future and inviting them to consider the possibilities.
And if they're receptive to that vision, then, you're on the right track.
Absolutely. Now, finally, let's talk about commitment questions. These are all about understanding the client's decision-making process and timeline.
So instead of just asking, are you ready to move forward?
Right. You might ask something like, what information or data would you need to see to feel confident in making a decision within the next month?
Okay, so you're giving them a timeline, but you're also respecting their need for information.
Exactly. You're empowering them to make an informed decision while also guiding the conversation towards a commitment.
That's a great strategy. So
Yeah.
now that we've got this arsenal of questions, how do we actually see conceptual selling in action? Can you give us some real-world examples?
Absolutely. Let's start with the tech industry. Imagine a company selling a project management tool.
Okay, so instead of just bombarding the client with features,
Right. The sales rep focuses on understanding their current workflow challenges.
they might ask questions like, how do you currently manage team communication and project deadlines?
Or what are the biggest pain points you experience in collaborating on projects?
So they're really digging into the nitty-gritty of their daily operations.
Exactly. And by listening carefully to the client's responses, the sales rep can identify their concept of success.
Maybe it's improved team communication, faster project turnaround times, or increased visibility into project progress.
Right. And then instead of just showcasing the tool's features, they present it as the solution to those specific needs.
So they might say our platform and streamlines communication by centralizing all project-related conversations, eliminated the need for endless email chains.
Or our automated task management system ensures that everyone is on track and deadlines are met, freeing you up to focus on the bigger picture.
Now, they're not just selling a tool, they're selling the concept of a more efficient, collaborative, and successful workflow.
That's the power of conceptual selling. It transforms a product pitch into a solution-oriented conversation that truly resonates with the client.
And it's not just limited to tech. Let's say you're selling a new MRI machine to a hospital.
In that case, the sales rep wouldn't just focus on technical specifications.
Right, they'd first understand the hospital's priorities.
They might ask, what are your biggest challenges in providing accurate diagnoses and ensuring a positive patient experience?
And then they could connect those challenges to the benefits of the new MRI machine.
Exactly. Highlighting its improved image quality, faster scan times, increased patient comfort.
So, for example, they might say our high-resolution imaging allows for earlier and more accurate diagnoses, leading to better patient outcomes and reduced treatment costs.
Or they could highlight the faster scan time, saying this means less time in the scanner for patients, reducing anxiety and improving their overall experience.
And by focusing on the hospital's concept of providing exceptional patient care.
Right. They can position the new MRI machine as a key investment in achieving that vision.
So it's about understanding the client's bigger picture and aligning your offering with their definition of success.
Precisely. And this approach can be applied to any industry. Let's take education, for example.
I'm intrigued. How would conceptual selling work in an educational setting?
Imagine you're selling an educational technology platform to a school.
Instead of diving into the platform's bells and
The
whistles,
sales rep starts by understanding the school's specific challenges.
they might ask, what are your biggest challenges in engaging students and ensuring their academic success?
Or what are your goals for incorporating technology into the classroom?
So they're really getting a sense of the school's vision for the future.
Exactly. And let's say the school is struggling with student engagement.
And they want to create a more interactive and personalized learning experience,
The sales rep could then present the platform as the solution.
showcasing features like interactive lessons, gamified learning modules, personalized learning paths.
Exactly. And instead of just listing features, they could say, our platform transforms passive learning into an active and engaging experience, keeping students motivated and invested in their education.
Or they could highlight the personalized learning paths, saying, our platform tailors the learning experience to each student's individual needs and pace, ensuring they're challenged and supported throughout their academic journey.
By aligning the platform with the school's concept of student success, they create a much more compelling and persuasive pitch.
It's like you're speaking their language, showing them that you understand their vision and you have the solution to help them achieve it.
Exactly. That's the essence of conceptual selling.
Wow, these examples are really eye-opening. You can really see how conceptual selling can transform sales interactions across different industries.
Yeah, it's a powerful approach that can be applied in so many different contexts.
So for all the sales and revenue leaders out there listening, what's the key takeaway here? What's the one thing they should be focusing on?
I'd say the core principle of conceptual selling is this: understand and address the client's needs and goals, and then position your offering as the solution that fits their vision of success.
It's about becoming more than just a salesperson, right?
Yeah, you become a trusted advisor, a partner who's invested in their client's long-term growth.
And that requires a real shift in mindset, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's about building genuine relationships and really understanding your client's business inside and out.
It's not about the quick sale. It's about building something that lasts.
Exactly. It's about the long-term value you bring to the table.
And while it might take some time and effort to adjust your sales process and train your team,
The rewards are definitely worth it.
think about it. Increased close rates, stronger customer loyalty, a sales team that's not just meeting quotas, but exceeding expectations.
That's the power of conceptual selling.
So what are some concrete steps our listeners can take to start implementing these principles within their own teams?
Well, I'd say start by emphasizing the importance of research.
Like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, go beyond the surface level. Encourage your sales reps to dig deep into their clients' industries, their challenges, their aspirations.
Make it a habit.
Exactly. And once they've got that knowledge, they need to really listen to their clients.
Active listening.
Yeah, it's not just about waiting for your turn to talk. It's about absorbing what the client is saying and uncovering those hidden objections or fears.
These unspoken needs.
Right. And don't forget the power of storytelling.
Ah, yes. A good story can really make all the difference.
Absolutely. A well-crafted narrative can make your solution more relatable, more memorable, more emotionally resonant.
It brings it to life.
Exactly. And make sure your teams are equipped with the right questions.
Those discovery questions, problem issue questions, attitude questions, commitment questions.
Yeah, the questions that unlock the client's true needs and guide the conversation towards a solution.
It's like giving them a roadmap.
And finally, foster a culture of partnership within your sales team.
What do you mean by that?
Encourage your sales reps to see themselves as trusted advisors invested in their clients' long-term success.
So it's about shifting the conversation from what can I sell you to how can I help you achieve your goals.
That's the essence of conceptual selling.
Love it. To wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, shoot.
Think back to a recent sales interaction where you or someone on your team focused more on features than on concepts.
We've all been there.
Now put yourself back in that situation. How could you reapproach that conversation from a conceptual selling perspective?
What questions could you ask to better understand the client's needs and goals?
What story did you tell to make your solution more relatable and emotionally resonant?
It's a simple shift in mindset, but it can have a profound impact on your sales success.
So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into conceptual selling.
We hope you found it valuable and insightful.
And that you're walking away with some actionable strategies to empower your sales teams and drive revenue growth.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep. Keep those sales conversations conceptual and keep crushing those goals.